Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Talk Short Fiction and Let's Talk H.P. Lovecraft. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Alright guys, coming back at you with another H.P. Lovecraft short fiction review. Today is going to be In the Vault, published in 1925 in Tryout magazine. This is considered a conventional story as far as H.P. Lovecraft's work go, and we'll talk about that afterwards. As far as the plot, the narrator is relating a story told to him by George Birch, who's sort of this careless, sort of uncaring, tactless New England undertaker who accidentally gets locked in at the receiving crypt, which is an area where they put bodies temporarily during the winter months when the ground's too hard to dig. He actually gets locked in there with, I think it was 7 or 8 bodies who had been stored there. One of his other tasks, along with burying the bodies, is actually creating the coffins, and that's important. Fumbling in the dark, he figures out that he could try to stack the coffins up as something to stand on, and then that would get him up to the level of the ground where he could dig a hole through the foundation and possibly squeeze his way out. He has to guess which coffins belong to which bodies, and guess sort of which ones were built in the best quality, because they are of varying quality, and he's sort of known for not necessarily being all that careful and giving people the highest quality things. He's a little bit lazy. But he does his best. He stacks them up in a way that he thinks will be the most stable and will get him up to where he wants to go. He digs his hole, but not before his feet collapse through the top of one of the coffins, the one that he's standing on. It's a short coffin. It was made for a former resident of the area named Matthew Fenner, who is also a short man. But he feels excruciating pain, and he tells himself, it's splinters of wood and the nails going through my ankles. But he pulls himself through the hole in the foundation, and he hobbles and crawls his way across the cemetery to the lodge, which I assume is occupied by the groundskeeper. Groundskeeper calls the doctor. The doctor takes off his socks and shoes and rolls up his cuffs, and he doesn't say anything, but he's concerned, and he has a more and more grave image or look on his face. But after he gets that all done, he decides to go and explore the crypt. And when he gets there, he's shocked by what he finds. He goes back and he tells it to the undertaker. The marks on his ankles are human teeth bites. He has been bitten by the resident of that coffin, who is not Matthew Fenner, but Asaph Sawyer, a tall man who is known for being vindictive and for getting revenge on people who wrong him in the town decades after the events happen. And what's interesting about Mr. Asaph Sawyer is that he has been cut off, his feet cut off at the ankles. So he got his eye for an eye, in this case a foot for a foot. He got his revenge from beyond the grave. It is a sort of slightly corny, conventional, classic ghost story, really. But it works for a number of reasons here, better than otherwise would. First is that it is short. You're not investing a lot of time in it, so you don't feel offended by the fact that, hey, it's just a jokey end. It feels like a campfire story, literally the type of story you would tell around the campfire with kids or with friends when you're a kid. Because it has that classic sort of jump scare, spooky ending. But here's the other thing about conventional stories. And this reminds me of a situation in music. I listen to a lot of sort of extreme, highly technical bands. But every once in a while, these bands will dial it back and do sort of like a classic ballad or something more conventional. And what I find is these songs are always better because this band its capability is so much greater than, say, the pop artist who writes nothing but ballads. So what I'm saying here is that because H.P. Lovecraft is such an unconventional storyteller, when you put a conventional tale into his hands, the result is more impactful and more pleasing, more successful. So that is In the Vault by H.P. Lovecraft. Great little tale, probably a greatly underestimated Lovecraft tale, just a few pages long. If you do a quick search on YouTube, you will find numerous audiobook versions of this, which I suggest checking out. It's about 26 minutes long, thereabouts, so it's, again, not a big investment in your time. I just read it this morning while listening, threw together these notes, and now recording the video. The video is shorter than the story, so. Alright guys, this has been Let's Talk H.P. Lovecraft. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Once again, please subscribe. We need 7 more subscribers to get us to the end, to our goal of 500 subscribers before the end of the year, and we hope that you will be one of those 7. That would be much appreciated. Look for, in the days ahead, more H.P. Lovecraft reviews, maybe some Ray Bradbury short story reviews. I have a movie review coming up for you shortly as well, and then I know Jeremiah is sending me some new, some additional novel book reviews in a couple of days as well, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Boo!